Alana. All right, all right. I guess y'all can stay in touch. Oh, look at my boogie. Yeah. What's up, Maurice? How you doing? I usually start 5 minutes early, but I had a little trouble, so we're starting right now. Um, but I guess now I'll give 5 minutes to come on. David Baez, appreciate you, brother. Thanks for coming on. Calhoun, the Pac Man. How's it going, man? If you guys are on the live, feel free to hit that like button for me, man. Um, I'm just gonna give everyone 5 minutes before I get started because I came on a little late. So please bear with me. But tonight we're gonna have a good one. Alan Dennis, how are you doing, my brother? How are you doing? I hope you guys had a good day, um, a productive one. I had a rough one, so I'm hoping to talk about some dogs to make it a little better. Um, Sweet. Count 3630. How are you doing, my brother? If you guys hear any crying in the background, it's just my son. Um, he's feeling a little under the weather the past couple of days, so he's getting over it. So please excuse any crying that you hear. His mom is will be with him, so he'll be okay. So we got 2 minutes left before we start. Vero Beach, I feel you, Florida. Furman Broom, what's up, brother? From Broom Bullies. Where is Broom Bullies located? What state are you in? One more minute until we start. And it is 8:05. So Eastern time, so we can get started. And what I wanted to talk about today was um, a producer, a dog that is considered a producer in this community. Um, is usually considered a producer for different reasons. Okay, Colorado, that's what's up. Um, go, Coach Prime. But there's a lot of misconceptions about dogs that are producers. Um, for me, I wanted to make sure to express that I don't think a producer is a dog that produces or is known for one specific trait. Like, you will hear guys say, this dog is the bone doctor, or this dog is the head maker. or whatever it is. I don't believe that is a true producer. Give me 1 second. Let me turn on this. Okay, that's much better. Okay, so like I was saying, that I believe that a producer should produce a consistent look that is that coincides with the breed standards, and that dog should have a reasonable sample size that you can go off of and determine what they have done with their breedings. And that goes for males and females. So for me, I would say the sample size is about 3 to 4 litters to give you to see, I think, minimum, you know. Um, there's certain dogs that haven't been bred a lot, and we haven't been able to get a chance to see what certain dogs can do. And then some have just had very limited sample sizes, and they've produced amazingly. But if you notice, usually um, the amount of dogs, the most popular dogs that are bred, they usually don't produce dogs that are pretty much like themselves or as good as themselves, I guess, so to speak. What's up, James Hallbrook? Nice to have you on. Appreciate you, brother. Um, so to me, a producer does not produce only one trait. He produces a number of traits, and he produces a well balanced dog. Now he can produce one or more traits that stand out from what he produces, but I think he or she, sorry, should be producing well balanced dogs. And there are levels to this. Like I have a dog. I had a dog that was a Rock and Ruby and German Ruger mix, and I think he was a good producer for what I needed at the time. But I would consider him a low level producer just because the dogs the puppies that he's had, they won't impact the community at large. I think those very high level producers um, have the opportunities to breed to much better dogs. So for me, um, like I said, it's important to remember that there's levels to it. Not that your dog is a bad producer because your puppies aren't known around the world or your dog isn't known around the world. There's levels to this. And once your dogs are bred towards a standard, um, your stud or your female, consistently, that is, I think it is a good producer. Enrique, how you doing, brother? So I want to start off with Sweet and Low. Sweet and Low, what's up, Rican Blues? Sweet and Low is a female that has had maybe 3 or 4 litters, and in every litter that she had, she produced really well. I think probably at least a champion in every litter. Um, she's had more than one litter, at least 2 litters, 2 different litters with grand champion females, um, and most of her offspring um, are dogs bred toward the standard and the beautiful. And obviously, a female can never be bred as much as a male. But to start off, I want to start off with a female and say that she is one of the best producing females, in my opinion, that I've ever seen. Um, Now, obviously, finding females that are good producers are a lot harder to come by than males, but I wanted to start with one that I've known and being able to have a relationship with Donald Holmes. And I've spoken to him. I tried to get a puppy from her, but she was a little too old when I had the opportunity. But let's talk about a few dogs that are good producers, and I'm going to give you a few. And like I said, there's levels too. the producing or producing power and producing hierarchy, and it's something that I've paid attention to um, in this community because everybody wants to produce the next big dog, the next popular dog that's worldwide and known. Boxing fan times four. No, he doesn't currently still breed, actually. But people people seem to care more about producing the next big dog than just producing a litter of good dogs, and that is concerning. That is an issue, and something I want to do. I don't want to breed heavily, but when I do breed, I want the litter to be consistent. I want both dogs to have traits that fit the standard, and great conformation, great health. Okay, so let's talk about. Let me name some dogs. I'm going to start off with Paco. Okay, Samurai Paco produced many dogs with the same look, and it was actually surprising to see when Marco Suarez posted so many pictures of dogs that he's produced that I had probably I'd never seen, and I'm sure some of you have never seen before. Um, and beautiful dogs with great conformation that are bred toward the standard. Um, and he is obviously, the highest of levels when you talk about producing and consistency with producing. Um, the same, well, to go, I guess, to the next side of the spectrum now. What's up, Mel? Palace Finest Bullies. Appreciate you coming on, brother. Um, Rocco and Grim. Everybody who already knows how I feel about that blood, but I will say that they produce a certain look that is similar to Dax, their ancestor, um, but the look that they continuously produce has stronger bulldog elements. I don't think that can be debated. Um, Same thing with, well, I guess certain strains of that muscle tone blood. Um, it has a distinct look. They have distinct features. And if you ask some people, they'll tell you Dax is the greatest producer of all time. And Rocco is challenging him for that title. That's just how some people feel. Um, but he's also, for a lot of people, a very high level producer. Um, and then you have a dog like Denzel for me, who has produced good dogs. But for me, there hasn't been a consistent look. And this is just my opinion. Um, when I see the offspring of Denzel and the D line camp from Terrell, the dogs look really good. You have some dogs like Ip Man, and then you'll see a dog like Mandela. And then they look very different, even though they're still dogs that are bred well and towards a standard. They just look different, versus, and that's not even a knock because most kennels are that way. For me, when I see a Suarez bulldog, I can tell that it's a Suarez bull because of their distinct features. And when you see dogs that usually have Dax blood, you can kind of tell. You get certain features: the thicker necks, the wider shoulders, the extreme bone, and you can tell, hey, this dog must have Dax in him or something like that. Boxing fan 4x4 says Denzel. It looks like you got to go 3 or 4 times to get that look. I mean, it's interesting. But I know some dogs that have Denzel 3 or 4 times in there. But there's something that has to be done more in a way, because from what Terrell has, like from Denzel to Mandela, which is his daughter bred to Bistro, I think, to what's the dog's name? Odell. There's a certain consistency there, but when he's bred, I guess more, I guess outside. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's not a consistent look I've seen. So for me, it's like Denzel and then like Paco. Like I don't count them on in the same tier of producing, even though Denzel produces well. He has dogs that are some of a lot bullier, and then you see some that are more not even specifically Denzel, I should say D line, more have a lighter frame, so to speak. But still a very good producing dog. What do you guys think? Tell me about some producers that I guess you guys have been thinking about, or certain opinions that you have on certain dogs. Producing, because I have a female now that I'm waiting to see what she develops to become. It's Rockin' Ruby blood, heavy Rockin' Ruby, bred to Bully Market. Lock and Load is back there 5 times. So it's to me it's a heavy Rockin' Ruby to Lock and Load cross, and I expect her to produce well. However, I don't think I will be able to produce or to bring out her true potential unless I breed her to dogs that may or may not be popular, but dogs that really complement her and add to her weaknesses. You know, Boxing Fan says, "What about Puma? Despite his flaws, he produced some bad dogs." Pumba, I don't know a lot of what Pumba produced outside of Mufasa and Romeo, and those two brothers from one litter. I mean, amazing. Um, and that's another thing. A lot of people will tell you, um, they had a litter of 8 puppies, and all of them are game changers. But that very rarely happens. Usually, when there's a litter, you have one or two, three good puppies, one or two, depend on the size, and then the in the litter there are levels of the bully traits in that litter. There's levels of conformation. So I guess but obviously when breeding, you obviously want to try to match up the not only the genotype but the phenotype as much as you can as well to find what complements this and what complements that. So tell me what you guys think, man. So yeah, like I said, I don't know much about Pumbaa, but there is a dog that I have been watching for a while, and I know you guys probably heard me talk about him before. From the Weight and Golds camp, owned by Antonio Castellano, or what's his name? Oh, Tony Gold, Bobby Peru. Bobby Peru is a very good producer. If you go on Bullypedia and type of Bobby Peru, and you see some of his puppies and his offspring, you'll see that he's an amazing producer. Just doesn't get talked about because Tony doesn't breed very heavily, but very good producer that's underrated, and in my opinion, a high level producer. It's just that he isn't marketed in that way to have the impact that someone like me would hope for him. You know, Mike says one of the best producers in this year is Remy Martin. He stamped his look through many generations. I can't believe I actually forgot about that. Remy, Remy is another one that produced high level producer, in my opinion, that produced a lot of dogs that had a distinct look. Like if you're searching on Bullypedia or somebody posts a dog on Facebook, I remember like 10 years ago, you could say, man, that dog had gotta have Remy in him. And when you look at the pedigree, boom, Remy one or two times. And Remy usually only produces three, I'm going to say, I've only seen Remy produce 3 to 4 colors. And that's fawn, blue, and blue tri. I haven't seen anything else come from Remy. And sable, the sable could have possibly been a black tri, but other than that, I have not seen I have not seen other colors come from Remy, but he's another high level producer. He said you could breed, Mike says you could breed Remy to almost anybody and he would throw his look. The thing is, he was also heavily bred. When I looked on Bullypedia at how many offspring he had, trying to just go down the list was just overwhelming. Same thing with Dachs, dogs like that who are heavily bred, and you're trying to look for similarities in their offspring and the females that they were bred to. You know, so even with them being gone now, for me, it's like I have less of incentive. 3D Kennels, what's up? Thanks for coming on, brother. Um, I had a Remy grandson. He was a Bam Bam Gigolo son. Remy's son bred to I can't recall the female side, but he was thanks for coming on, Donald. He was a blue try, thick, muscled up, probably the best built dog that I've ever had when combining conformation and muscle. I would think I'd have to say that Remy grandson I had, but very dominant. Um, good with good with dogs, other dogs and people, but that dog would not back down from anything if you started it. And he was so dominant that I actually had to place him because I had another male at the time that I really wanted to and really invest more time in and bring out his personality. And I feel like I couldn't do that with him because he was so dominant. So I placed him, but man, I wish I could have a second chance at that dog. I regret giving him away. Well, I mean, I sold him, but losing him. Old school blood, he was amazing. Palace Finder says Remy is his all-time favorite. Um, he's definitely up there for me too. When I think about producers, I'm I can't believe. Oh, Mike D. Oh, he said Remy Dogs back then was very dominant, which I he said I've had a few Bam Bam kids myself. Why have we never spoken about that? That's crazy. Weekend Blue says a good producer. There's a lot, but Asha has proven himself to be a good producer. From what I've seen so far, from what Doug has shown me, I would agree with you. I'm inclined to agree with you. I've seen some very nice puppies from Asher. I think Asher is inbred black labels or bully blessed blood. I can't recall, but very nice dog with a lighter frame that I really like. I wish I had a dog of his height to put to him, and he's all clear on his embark testing. So Asher is definitely a keeper for the development of this breed in the future, in my eyes. Palace Finest Bully says Remy got way more than what's on Bullypedia. Correct. When you look at their papers, with the registries, show I think was it UKC. Someone shows the amount of puppies that a stud has on their paperwork, and it was way more than I saw on Bullypedia because people, everyone is never gonna register their dogs. Everyone won't be some dogs go to pet homes, so not everyone wants to be a breeder. Donald Clark, appreciate you coming on, brother. If I didn't say that before, um, who did I say? There was some other dogs that just keep slipping my mind right now. I don't know how these dogs are slipping my mind, and I'm thinking probably because I had to deal with my son, so a lot of these producers, so much this week, a lot of these producers are slipping my mind. Um, you have, well, I will say for modern times today, um, Waffle House has been a good producer of the phenotype of the American Bully. Now, obviously, there's been a lot of people talking about the internal issues that have been produced by Waffle House. But before we found out about those internal issues, um, I didn't think there was a producer today that was better than him. You know, he has a lot of good-looking offspring from various litters, and I would probably could put him in the top tier of producers as well. Even I'm trying to think of, I guess, like I said, like there's just very few dogs that you look at and say, he's in that upper echelon of producing because you could say, a dog like maybe the Bus from Bully Market. I know a lot of people like him probably more than the other dog studs at Bully Market. Then you have older dogs like Thing with the tail. You probably would have. Oh, help me out here, guys. This is not coming to me. I just did a breeding with one of Michaelin's and the old school Master Poe. Thinking that's that black and white dog, Master Poe. I think I saw someone else do a breeding to him too. Um, yes, 3D kennels. I talked about Paco first. I think you missed that. But okay, Furman Broom, I got you. I'm from. I've seen the dog before, not in great detail, but I've seen him. If I'm correct, Bully Barnes is also doing a breeding to him. I think currently, but let me see. You have a dog like King Kamali. Now it's coming back to me. Um, a lot of people say King Kamali produced a couple of good dogs out of many that he out of the many times that he was bred. But it just depends on. It actually really depends on what you're looking for and what you're expecting from the dog. I think this is going to help you with an objective way to look at things. Very rarely do you get one of those top studs to produce a dog that looks exactly like them. I don't care what nobody says. The chances of that happening is very low. And I'll give you an example. In my opinion, for people who like dogs like Rocco, I haven't seen another Rocco. If you like, if you like, oh, King Kamali. King Kamali has not produced another King Kamali. Um, Let me read some. Furman Boom says, I am also about to breed to Malakara, Amazon, heavyweight bullies. He's number 5 dog right now. I've seen him. He's a pretty big, good looking dog. He just has that short tail. Donald says, King Kamali wasn't bred much, and back then the females were not up to par most times. Well, I guess, something like that happens. If he, like, I can't remember. When I remember seeing it, he was bred more than I expected. I can't remember how much times, but if the female isn't up to par, then it's only gonna look it's not gonna look too good on your part, as the stud or the stud owner when the puppies don't come out um, looking special, I should say. Mike D says dog of today that I like production wise is Lucky Luciano. I like Lucky to an extent too. Um, and I was supposed to get a puppy from Lucky. Thank the Lord that didn't go through. But I like when he's bred, from what I remember, more to edge dogs to bring out that edge side of him. it's just me being me. I don't really like the direction that the Alex Ferraro has bred him in. Like the dogs like Riot, I think their face is too mashed, too smushed, whatever you call it. I don't really like the look that they're going for now, and their head is not the same. They have a rounder head, in my opinion, to where you see a chiseled headpiece on Lucky, and then a dog like Riot. It's just not my style of dog. It just looks like a different dog from the head completely to me. Jason Singleton finally caught alive, brother. Appreciate you coming on. Furman Boom says Lucky deserves his flowers. Lucky has produced a lot of nice looking dogs. When I did my who was the best producer video of one of those time periods, and I looked up all of his offspring on Bullypedia that was registered on Bullypedia. There was so much amazing muscular American bullies. That one thing I did like about Lucky Luciano, and that's one of the things that attracted me to him. And he throws that as well, So definitely, I gotta say that. David says King Kamali was a beautiful dog and all, but didn't produce for the dog he was. Yeah, I would like to see him produce bred the different dogs as well. So Lucky is a nice dog, but you have to know how to breed him. I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Jason says, yeah, I don't like Ride either. Yeah, me. Same here. 3D Kennels. Rowdy Town is a name to throw in the bag. Rowdy Town. Interesting. That's a very interesting one. Who did Rowdy Town produce? Axel, Sherlock, Promise from Holmes. Right, Rowdy Town has a few that I know. A few that I know of. Mike D says when he's being bred to edge dogs, you get a better looking dog. Definitely, Mike. Yeah, I would think so too. Donald Clark Bistro did put it down a few times because he was also in that video. I was comparing Lucky Bistro, maybe Waffle, and a couple other dogs. Bistro, when you go over their list of the pictures, the pictures of the dogs that they have on YouTube, I mean on Bullypedia, and you see what they produce, you're like, man, where are these dogs? Like the people who have these dogs, like they just hide in the dog, or they don't, or what? Because the dogs, there's some beautiful dogs, and Bistro had some very beautiful dogs. The difference between that I saw between him and Lucky Luciano's kids was the muscularity. Um, but a lot had good dogs with good conformation. Um, Obviously, from the Bullypedia list, you can't see the angles of all the dogs and see them move. But from what I saw, that was a difference. But there were some very good looking dogs, I must say. Thank you for that, mentioning Bistro. Thank you for that, brother. Tony M, appreciate you coming on, my brother. And 3D Kendall says Lucky, Bistro, Waffle, and Rocco. We touched all of them so far. David Baez says Omen was a dog who produced nice dogs almost all the time. Yeah, he's one of those older dogs that people don't talk about a lot. When you look back at some of the pedigrees that have him in there, they come from a lot of good. There's some good dogs, but I don't see that a lot anymore. I don't see Omen a lot. Frank Gutierrez, appreciate you coming on, brother. Um, okay, 3D candles. Thank you. Um, yeah, okay. Mike D says I like Waffle House too, but I'm seeing too many of his grandkids with wings and pictures. Interesting. I haven't seen that. I've heard about a few, but I haven't seen that. That is very interesting. Me and you definitely gonna have to have a conversation about that, Mike. Jason Singleton says Easy Riser was a producer, if that's how you say his name. Easy Riser, I think Easy Rider came from a litter, I think, that had amazing dogs in it. and I think he was a good producer too. But being one of those older dogs and not knowing a lot of those females he was bred too, I would need to go and take a look back at him. David Baez has a friend has a Omen son who is 13 years old. Wow, he's amazing. I would really like to see that dog. If you can message me on Facebook and shoot me some pictures, man. Frank Gutierrez, Dooley Primo Lines. I haven't seen any of Dooley's kids. Um, at an age where I can say we can evaluate the dog. I've seen puppies, but I haven't seen dogs from Dooley. But as a dog, Dooley to me is one of the best. So I would definitely like to see some of his offspring for sure. Um, 3D says, "Wow, that's an observation." David Bayer says, "Yes, Waffle House is up and down with certain breedings. He is hyped too much." And that could possibly be, you know. Rican Blues says Mickey Monday from Chris White. Yes, and Chris White is also a very underrated breeder to me. Um, and I thought but he's I think if when I asked him, he's gone away from the bullies and more to the Frenchies now. A lot of his Frenchies were winning a lot in the ring. So I think the Frenchies were more of his bread and butter right now. Yeah, but Mickey Monday. I mean, Pablo Escobar. I think was produced by Chris White. He had some. He had a few really nice dogs when you go and check out his productions. You know, no contest here. I definitely agree, brother. Jason Singleton says that was Oscar Gomez boy. All his offsprings were bigger and better than him. Who's that? Who are you talking about? Jason. Who was Oscar Gomez boy? Oh, you mean Easy Rider? Okay, I think I do. I think that is yes from that YouTube video when we were younger. Yes, you're correct. I believe so. In Zaratha says I like Dooley. He's producing his look. Y'all, if you guys are seeing Dooley produces look, please shoot me some pictures on Instagram or Facebook. I would really like to see them. A friend of mine was going to breed the Dooley, but he didn't go through with it. And I'm hoping that he does because Dooley to me is one of a kind, and I would hope that he is. But I think he's going to beat Fred is dealing more with the WBA now, so I have no qualms with that either. So I could understand that. Canino Bullies, what's up, brother? Thank you for coming on tonight as well. Um, yeah, man, y'all definitely brought back to my memory. Y'all brought a lot of good dogs back. And I'm trying to remember who else. Modern day, I'll just say no hate, no subjectivity. A lot of people are talking about Brim for the people that like the extreme dogs. I have seen some good examples from Brim, and I have seen some terrible examples from Brim. I mean, terrible. I mean, oh man, and that's the thing. It's just up and down, man. Like, um, I guess it depends on how heavily you invest in a stud when breeding him 2 or 3 times and whatnot. You know, it's important to really know how to put combinations and bloodlines together and know the pros and cons of each dog. But the thing about this community is a lot of people don't tell you um, the cons about their dogs or dogs that they'll know a lot of things about a lot of dogs and they won't tell you why. I don't know. I share all of my experiences, good and bad, with the dogs that I've used so that people know you can't say that you haven't had the opportunity. I wished that when I first came into this bully community, that a lot of people had given me advice and insight into not only dogs but to people, and I would have definitely made better choices when 10 years ago, you know, and I would have been further along on my American Bully journey today. Don Clark says Dooley should have won Nationals 2021. I would agree easily. Um, you won't, no debate here. I agree, brother. He looked really good. Jason says Mufasa was dope. Pokemon was dope. Definitely. 3D Kendall says Mufasa was dope as well. And Zartha, Mufasa was a great dog. Yes. 3D Kendall's Excalibur bred pretty nicely as well. Donald Clark says, I like brim females, but they often have high booties and weak pasterns. Yeah, yeah, because they're pretty bully. He's producing a lot of bully stuff, and Ashton Edwards posts almost every time there's a brim offspring over like maybe 12 months or something like that. So you can get a good look of what he produced. But those bullier dogs will always have, especially in this community where people just breed bully dog to bully dog. They don't even breed to say, let me correct this or correct that. So you just keep getting the same flaws over and over, and you're strengthening that in the gene pool to come even to manifest itself even more in the future generations to come. And that's just bad breeding, in my opinion. You know, Mike says that's true. It's crazy. Folk style studs produce good looking dogs. Sometimes, then you get some dogs that are train wrecks. Yeah. Jason Singleton says, got a grand champion, dangerous son. He got Excalibur, Omen, Garfield up front on top. Well, send me some pictures of him, man. You got a dog that with pedigree like that. I'd like to see him. I'd definitely like to see him. David Baez says, Beefcake is a nice dog who produce very nice dogs. Very underrated. I saw Beefcake when he was a young puppy, and he is looking well. He is looking really good. The last I've seen him, maybe a couple of months ago, I was surprised. But he is looking really nice. I can't remember who owns him, but he is nice. David Baez says, "What do you think about this train wreck that Dave is pushing as the new edge dog named Oscar?" Man, I don't even know what to say, bro. Oscar, it's just so disappointing to see where we're at, you know? And if I have to be objective, that's what I try to do in every area of my life, is try to be objective and fair. That dog, I don't even know. That dog in my that dog that dog. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for Oscar. He definitely is a grouch, but he man, that dog is so extreme. Like it's just not even necessary. I just don't think he should be bred. He doesn't move very well. I have no idea what Dave is doing. I just I just don't see why you would need to do that. I know Sean Gallimore. He really loves that dog, and he has a brother as well. And that's just their style of dog. The day I see that style of dog in the show ring is when I am done. Um, and King Kong is coming pretty close, I must say. But Oscar, man, come on. He's definitely way too wide. You can't stand like this. Wait, why am I going? Yeah, okay. You can't stand like this and tell me that that's good for the dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's so overdone, so extreme. The dog doesn't move well. The dog is like 15 inches and 90 something pounds. It's just way too much, man. It's way too much. Donald Clark, yeah, man, he running a mile. Don't even waste your time. David says the dog is just trash. 3D Kendall says no words needed. Jason, he's too wide, can't breathe, can't hold his head up long in the back too. Yeah, and that's not even hate. That is just straight objective observation, and I can't disagree with anything that you guys just said. And too long in the back too, like he said. Then to call him the new Razor's Edge, just disrespectful. Cairo said Cairo was turning in his grave. Oh gosh, y'all don't give me the nightmare. Cairo is doing that. That's I didn't know that's what he said though. I didn't know he said that was the new Razor's Edge, but I think he took that theme that well, if you look and saw what Dave said on one of his posts, that was four of the eight pieces to his puzzle. They were all like extreme dogs. They looked to have a strong Dax influence, and I think that was obvious from what I saw, and that's what the direction Dave is going in. Because remember, Razor's Edge is not a bloodline. Razor's Edge is a kennel. So what Dave is when he says Razor's Edge, that's his kennel. That's the look he's going for. Because Razor's Edge is just a lot of, so to speak, a lot of strains of edge. We use that because of how they marketed that back in the day. But it's technically not a bloodline, you know. Jason says King Kong face alone is terrible. Yeah, these long backs, says in his other. Thou, what with that? I don't even. Well, they go shorter, they go more extreme, and they breed those dogs with those characteristics, those features. That's what's gonna happen, you know. Boxing fan 4x4 says, "What is the purpose of the WBA? Because I am seeing a lot of dogs that have champed out on the WBA look like bulldogs. Also, I haven't seen that. To be honest with you, where have you seen that? I guess to ask you, boxing fan. I haven't. Enlighten me, because I haven't seen it. David Bayer says you can make an extreme dog that can move if you breed for the breed, not the money. Okay. And the author says that also brings elbow dysplasia. Yep, yep. Not good things to have, for sure. Yeah, Dave said that's a new edge, but his last edge dog was Lil Ro. Yeah, well, there you go. You can hear the kind of inconsistency in what he's saying and what he's looking, well, what his kennel is looking for, I should say. I did see Dave use Oscar. I didn't know he used Colossal and Demon Boy. Was interesting. Daniel says, remember Bashar says width should match. I remember that. Oh man, though the ABKC judges there, they were killing him for that. They were joning on him like it was crazy. Thanks for coming on, Robert. Appreciate you, brother. Robert Vaughn. Regan says WA don't have bulldog looking dogs. I haven't seen it either. Boxing fan, you're gonna need to show me that because I haven't seen that. Don Clark says I love extreme dogs that can run, jump, and breed naturally. Um, I would agree, Donald. I'm saying same thing I say. If you want a dog to be, well, I think when they say extreme, the extreme should be extreme muscularity. That's what I believe it should be, um, and it needs to do all of those things that you mentioned above. Boxing fan says on their IG page, and also they have a lot of bulldog-looking bullies registered on their app. I haven't I haven't been on their app for a while, and IG page they have a lot of bull. I haven't seen on their IG page too, and I check their IG page a lot. I haven't seen that to be honest with you, but I will definitely check back for sure. But yeah, man, this was a good conversation. I'm thinking about these producers. I'm trying to think of anybody we might be missing. The Bear. The bear was one of them that wasn't bred much. Um, I don't think he produced a lot of what of himself when he was bred. And then I've also heard something else because the funny thing is, this is what's so crazy to me in this bully community. When a dog is bred, a popular stud is bred, and something goes wrong with the puppies. Everyone wants to blame the female. Everyone says, and I realize that's a cop out that a lot of people are using because they want to make excuses to use the certain studs that they want to use. They start blaming the females. Oh, well, oh, he was bred. Oh, so many different females. So you can't say it was him. Well, if he's the common denominator and these things have been happening, yeah, I think it is a stud. Um, you know, yeah, that whole in his author, that whole evolving thing is just bullcrap, straight bullcrap. Just say you want a different dog. Jason said the breed was already extreme. Exactly. It was supposed to be a pit bull on steroids. Let that marinate, but what they allow now is overdone. It's actually overdone. Um, yeah, like like Niles. You see like Niles owned by Nicky Westbrook. To me, he's freaking huge. He's a huge pocket, but you know what? He's not fat. The dog is freaking muscular, and that's what I think extreme should be. Now I don't know in great detail how the dog functions, what the dog's quality of life is, if he's been health tested. But if you're talking about extreme and muscular, and I think that's extreme done right. Just look at Niles, you know, and he also has Lucky Luciano behind him as well. Um, Boxing fan says, I heard somewhere the Bears owner was asking for 10K to breed. I mean, yeah, that could be possible, but that's not a lot. That wouldn't deter a lot of people today for what these guys are spending on stud fees, man. Especially the Bear, a national champion. People would pay that, yeah. So there's definitely another reason as to why they haven't. And I've heard some not so good things as well, but that's a conversation for another day. But yeah, I love his look. I love his movement. Man, the bear. He was a really nice dog. Um, Mike D says the bear is a nice looking dog, but the pups he's seen of him are okay. Interesting. I'm trying to think of 3D Kennel says the bear had the best gait of all time. And that could be true too. It is amazing. You go right on YouTube and type in Trop Boys the Bear or the Bear American Bully, and you'll see a couple of videos of him gating, and it is amazing to see. Jason says, I love Samson's productions better than him. Exactly. Um, Samson, yeah, he has. I've seen one in person that is very, very nice. One of my favorite dogs, actually. Um, I've seen this. I could definitely say Samson he's produced some nice dogs. I could say that. Um, would I breed to him? No, but to be objective, yeah. I'm trying to keep track of some of his offspring, um, just to make sure I'm being objective and I'm not being biased. Um, Jason Singleton says, no, Donald says the best gate is Bistro. I would put the bear against Bistro when it comes to gating. I would definitely do that. I agree with 3D Kennels. Jason Singleton says the bear can produce. You just got to know who has the good ones I'll send you some great ones. He has daughters bigger than him. But are they cleaner? Are they more conformationally sound? Is what I would like to see. Chavoy Lewis says the dogs you see on the WBA app are actually bulldogs. You have to click on the dog, then click on results, and you'll see they champed out as show wins as a bulldog. I'm going on the WBA app tomorrow. Um, I gotta see this. Jose Reyes says Kratos. He's nice. Kratos is nice, but a little too much for me. For pocket. But he's still. I think I would still probably take Kratos over Samson. If I had the chance. David Bayer says, "What do you think about this YouTube breeder called 30 Bulls? I think he paid 1 million for a dog, and now he's breeding these hairless bullies, taking exotic bullies and breeding them to hairless dogs. What the heck? Oh, um, I I'm not. I haven't. I've never seen him. I never heard of him. Um, Jose Reyes says he's a standard. I don't recall Kratos being a standard. I thought Kratos was a pocket, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But yeah, I know a lot of people like Kratos. You know, Jason says El Toro was nice. El Toro was definitely nice. Fonzarelli was very nice too. Um, I really like him. Beautiful fawn dog. And El Toro with that black try. Man, yeah, he's one of those ones who gets forgotten sometimes too when you think about the legends. Um, Very nice. Yeah, I have no idea who that is. But an underrated dog was Grand Champion Dirty Bird. Who was he off of? I've never heard about this dog of Dirty Bird before. To my knowledge, I don't recall. That was fast as heck. Grand Champion Diesel was nice too. R.I.P. Yes. You know who also was nice? Bo from Cruise, from Bulls by Cruise, from Cruise Neely, the guy that owns Plaza right now. Um, Bo was, oh my gosh, Bo was a physical specimen. Mike says yes, Dirty Bird was nice. He's a dark son. I do not know him. I do not know him, but I would really like to see him. Somebody already sent me boxing fan says Big Papa. I've seen him a couple, maybe twice in the past week in a couple of dogs pedigrees. And as we are speaking, somebody has already sent me Dooley offspring from nice from Instagram from when we had that earlier. Interesting. Um, but yeah, guys, I appreciate you coming on. I only have 2 minutes left before I have to go help out and wash baby bottles. That's the life I'm living right now. Jason says Grand Champion Chaos was nice. Don't like his pad though. I think a lot of people would agree. Well, who like the style of dog that we're looking for. Tony M, I had not seen that. He says, "Do you see a King Corso breeder starting a Corso American Bully companion breed?" I don't. I can't imagine what it would be like. I feel like I saw somebody talking about that the other day, but um, I guess if it was a King Corso to an XL American Bully, or I feel like people were talking about this the other day. Um, can't put the nail on the head, but I know they were talking about it. But yeah, guys, like I say, man, I appreciate you guys coming on. I know a lot of people were saying they weren't getting notifications of when we were actually live. So I think it would help if you guys like the videos. I realize when the videos that I go on that I watch on YouTube and I like them, I usually get their notifications. So if you can, for both of our sakes, hit that like button for me, guys. Tori Sal says, "Do you think Manu was a good producer?" Oh heck yeah! Oh heck yeah! Manu was really nice. Three Candles also said, "Yes, I mentioned Nemesis, a good producer and a fantastic looking dog. Definitely, brother." Canino Bully says, "What are your thoughts on Bugsy?" If we're talking about the same dog, Bugsy, how was Bugsy bred? Is he that blue try? Is he that blue try? Very thick male. Jason said people need to know what they're doing before getting an XL for real. Nice dogs, but to act like no one will attack is a lie. Yeah, they definitely need to be careful. And with any dog, I feel like people need to be more responsible. Canino, yeah, I think he's a nice dog. I think Canino. I think he's extreme done right as well. One of the few. Boxing fan says, "What about Moonshine?" Moonshine was very nice too. Produced a lot of good dogs too. But I've also heard people say Moonshine. No, not Moonshine. I'm thinking about Rambo, and I always get them mixed up. Yeah, but he also was very nice. Yes, Rican Blues. Good night, brother. Appreciate you coming on. Appreciate all you guys coming on, man. Sorry, I got to cut the time short. Well, not short, but bring this call to an end. But I thank you guys for coming on. The channel won't be anything without you. We look for the channel to continue to grow. We are going to have. Listen to me. We are going to have some crazy interviews in the next 2 months. And I am not going to tell you who, but I will definitely let you know when the time is right. Okay, so with that being said, I want to say thank you again. Great conversation. You guys always give great conversation and good opinion and good feedback. So I appreciate that. Boxing fan says I prefer Rambo's brother Gold Rush. A lot of people talk like Gold Rush too. Tony M, enjoy drama free lives. Oh yes, sir, brother. Oh yes, sir. So I want to say thank you guys for coming on. Stay tuned. Um, Next week, I think we will have a video for you, or we'll go live. I'm not sure yet, but stay tuned. I will see you guys next Thursday. Good night. Love you all.